Yeah, buddy. What is going on, everybody? It's your boy Childish. We are back at it again with the next event update. Now, let's get it. Let's make it clear. Now, this is a pre-notice. The changes haven't gone into place, but we wanted to go ahead and showcase all the things that are going to be happening. Now, as you guys know from my most recent event update, we're doing a little bit different than what other people decide to do when they give you the updates. My goal for you is to go ahead and run, go ahead and take a look at the monster update real quick before checking this out. And then basically what we're gonna kind of hit up is the ones to watch, the ones that we should make, kind of big note, the ones that stick out the most, that might, be able to make a kind of a game changing effect for some. I guess the first thing to kind of mention with regards to the fairy, I don't really think that's game breaking, but for the people that already have whatever 5-star fairies or 6-star fairies or whatever that they haven't used in a while, going from 1 to 3 hits, could find a little bit of value probably in Necro, if you guys want to play around with that. Taking a look down, I haven't seen anything with regards to the OGs making a big change on the third skill there. It is nice that it is brought down to 5 turns, but I don't believe it's going to drastically change the outlook on it. If the skill does reduce, if the last skill up does reduce it even more down to like 4 turns, I could see that being very, very nice. But with the very most meta and whatnot being able to take away those harmful effects, yeah, I don't know. Let's take a look. Going back here, quite a drastic change here for this harmful effect decrease, 75 to 40%. A little bit of damage dealt, and then I guess the number of hits increased. So that's unique. That's interesting. Let's see here. So we did see the reduction of the dragon. Again, another cooldown increase. Again, a nice change, but at the end of the day, I don't know how much it's going to help people with, in addition, how do I say this? It's going to help people that are utilizing him, I think, for, TOA hard. Probably see a little bit of value in that. But overall, probably I think the unit still needs a little bit of work. I know that some other people have really, really enjoyed or thought about, possibly making his 2 of his skills based on defense versus just 1. To give him, some more viability in the PvP aspect, since he seems like to be a PvE monster. But, it is what it is right now. So, let's take a look at the next part as far as the ones to watch. I guess this is definitely not ones to watch, but I will give a little laugh, get a little shit out here. As you guys know, when I first got started with my channel back in the day, I didn't have all the illusions that people had way back when, the speed team. So I was using a combination of Megan plus a 5-star, at the time a 5-star Ardella and a 6-star Ardella to one-shot, units and just kind of get the jump. I didn't have ignore defense, but I set up my Ardella to basically snipe whoever I wanted to. So will I be playing around with her? Probably not. But I have a lot of free runes, so maybe around rune removal, I'll test this out, and so you guys can kind of see what it all does if somebody doesn't do it already. But I do have a 6-star Ardella, so when I test it out, I'll test it out with good runes, and you guys can kind of see the potential on this particular unit, since now, as you can see, the increase of the critical rate passive is going to be changing to critical damage. So I'm curious to see how much critical damage that will give. Yeah, buddy. All right, so let's see here. Drunken Masters, the attack speed to all allies for 2 turns. I think the attack speed and attack power, I think that is nice. It's always good to see some units that are kind of selfish in nature, them changing them so that they can be, play more of a support role. There's a lot of dungeons that we can, utilize a speed buff. So it's cool to see that kind of go. Let's take a look. Obviously, the rest of these units on the top, from the Penguin to the Lich, nothing really crazy here. Let's see. I thought that this was additional turn or whatever. So like the monster, granting the monster an attack power and critical rate, the last for 1 turn. This could be something. This could be something for the people that do have a 6-star Lich. I'm already thinking about Mushbear Gaming. Shout out to Mushbear Gaming. he actually did some testing with this, unit. I don't know what the extent of that was. I don't know if he slapped the best units on the best, the best runes on the unit, because it wasn't rune removal day. But I think he was just testing out with some extra runes he had, and it was pretty interesting to see how many times he got that proc. And because this provides attack power and critical rate, that can change the whole outlook on how you spec this particular unit. So I'd be curious to see how viable this unit can be. I'm really, really excited to see Liches try to make a comeback, right? And, it's like the Lich is the new Kung Fu Girl, right? Now they're constantly changing it every single patch, between the Lich and the Kung Fu Girl, it's every single time. Monkey King, Water Monkey King, I got to give a shout out to Com2us for listening to this fans. We made a comment a while ago in the interview that we did talking about the Water Monkey King as well as some of the other units that really need some love. It looks like they have been listening to us, guys. So for those that don't feel that the Com2us is paying attention to what we say, they're trying to make an effort. Now, is this where we want to be? Maybe not. Maybe yes. However, it is a step in the right direction. Okay, that's what we want. At the end of the day, we want them to hear our voice and see what can be done. And if there isn't anything that hasn't said Com2us is listening to us, we got to give it to them right here. This is, for me, this section right here is like the ultimate ones to watch, okay? So we always had a lot of units out there that had a, certain conditional skills. If you guys remember, I recently just made a video on the Wind Griffin, utilizing Tailwind only with a unit into More Desert, right? He did not use his third skill when he was by itself, so it seemed like there was kind of a broken edge when it comes to condition. I don't know if that was meant to be like that or not, but obviously they've been looking at that and other issues and seeing that some of these units that can provide a little bit of more, defensive success rate, potential, kill potential when it comes to your AI in the arena defense or arena offense. I mean, obviously we're talking about arena defense and what the AI does here, but or PvE setting, but having the ability to, have a unit like the Wind Griffin more times than not cast the Tailwind, I think that's going to be, to me, that's probably going to be one of the biggest game changers, because there's a lot of people that utilize a speed team in various ranks or whatnot. And the downside of using the Griffin is because it's not a guaranteed thing. The Fire Vampire is constantly, regardless of what skill he is, he's going to increase the attack bar right if he critically hits, and that's the way you spec him. But with regards to the Wind Griffin, he does not. So I definitely feel that after this change, there's going to be a lot of people going back to a certain speed-based team that required Bernard to get the job done, but they took him out of the equation because Bernard was just he's not reliable with regards to that Tailwind. So I'm super excited for that. The Water Inferno, Adrenaline, a 50% increase in the attack bar. I made a comment a long time ago. We made a couple comments in our Educate and Dominates. I want to say it was it Fish Guts? It might have been around that time of Fish Guts or whatnot. We made a video on a couple of YouTubers that were attempting to use the Water Inferno, as an attack, bar buffer, so that you can get that first turn and secure the deal here. As far as this, the other skills, as far as the healing ones, this is going to be great too, especially for people that are utilizing this in certain situations, like with Necropolis, or again, if you're using some kind of a werewolf in your arena defense. I definitely like this. It seemed like they weren't casting this. It seemed like it was almost like 30% or lower with the hit points. It was really, really low. I hope it's something more on the lines of like 50%, similar to Bella. That would be nice. Neo Stone Age is the water one. I got that one, so I'll probably be trying that out in the future for, Guild War defense or something like that if I find the right combination. Polar Bear is nice, but again, it's kind of more of a TOA-H thing. You're going offensively, so not too many changes of that. And then all the other units are units that we don't generally use. Light Sylphid, some people might use that in Guild War defense. But overall, this is huge. I like this. This is huge right here. A lot of stuff here. For those people that have that 6-star Konamiya and they've revamped their Dragon's B10 team and they haven't found or revamped their team to the point where they feel that they don't need a Konamiya or whatnot, I'd love to see people play around with this more in the PvP. I have seen countless teams in the Guild Wars aspect of things utilizing like Theo plus Konamiya plus Chisun or something like that, where Chisun buffs, Theo goes, Garuda, Konamiya resurges Theo, and Theo goes again, right? And so really, really nice combination, obviously, because the research provides the attack power that allows you to bring in a different type of a third unit. Konami also has the cleansing and whatnot, so it's cool because it kind of research the Konami in general. I think it's just an overall great unit for Guild Wars. I find it a lot more stronger in the offensive side because of its reliability, but because he's changing, this is all changing. I feel that this is something that can bring it back to the mix. So that is pretty much it, guys. I'm excited for all these changes, but definitely here with the AI monster. The AI monsters, super big change. So, those are my ones to watch, guys. Hopefully you guys enjoyed that. I need you to go ahead and, if you like this kind of video aspect, go ahead and hit that like button down below. In addition, go ahead and hit me up down below. What is your ones to watch? What are you most excited about? I'm super excited to hear what you got to say. Again, guys, I will be going out of town here tomorrow, so I'm going to try my best to answer all of your questions and concerns. But for the next 4 to 5 days, I'm going to be out and about. I apologize that I did not get a video out today. As you guys saw, 2 videos got posted yesterday. There's my epic fail of the week. One was supposed to be set for today and one was supposed to be set for yesterday. So I apologize. This is going to be the only video for today. So again, guys, thank you all for tuning in. It's a pleasure to make these videos for you as always. It's your boy Childish with ChildishPlays checking out. Take care. We'll see you next time, guys. We're out.